Are you gonna help me or not?
All right. I'll tell you what to do. Go that way. Really fast. If something gets in your way, turn.
What a coach.
$2. It's Katrina Porter.
Hi, Anna Serene.
No, seriously, I want my $2.
I thought you were saying I was like worth $2.
No, I would never.
I was like, oh.
Not never. Welcome to Split Happens, everyone else.
Welcome, everybody.
Each week, Katrina and I discuss a movie both of us love. However, only one of us gets to say anything good about the movie, and they are the pro of the episode, which means the other is the con and must attack it. Our one rule is the con only has to attack during the synopsis, and if they say anything at all good about the movie during that time, they incur a penalty and will have to give some love to the movie they hate, which the pro gets to decide. So this week, if I catch a rule break from Katrina, you're going to hear this sound.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Vacation.
It's all I ever wanted. I never really got into the whatever they're called.
Go-Go's?
Yeah.
We talked about the video that they had.
Yeah.
I thought they're cool.
No, I appreciate them as like artists and stuff, but...
Yeah. I know all their songs, I guess.
No, we got the beer.
It's the same with the Bengals. Like, I know their songs.
But what's that? That some...
Hazy Shade of Winter?
Yeah, that's a cool song.
From Less Than Zero?
Yeah. What's an intense movie?
That's a remake. That song is a remake.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of songs are remake. Did we talk about Manic Monday?
No, but I know what you're saying.
What is it?
That it's a remake?
It's not a remake. It was just written by somebody else.
Oh, was it written by Prince?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can totally tell.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They can't all be Katrina and the Waves.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Your face is a remake. No, it's an original.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I like that we're talking about all these 80s songs because it reminds me that we're in the 80s today.
Yeah, we're really stepping out of our comfort zone.
I know. I don't know how we're going to do it.
Easily.
Oh, okay.
Because it's our comfort zone.
Just out of curiosity,
Whoa.
thinking about this movie,
What
do you hope to accomplish today?
Well, I am going to take this movie, uncomfortably obsess over it, whether it likes it or not, possibly turn it into a skin suit, and then quickly discard it for a different movie that may or may not be a French film.
Oh, my.
Yes. Very specific.
I mean, I'm going to have to weed my way through some red herrings there.
It's subtle.
But I think that you might be talking about 1985's Better Off Dead.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, yay. Oh, thank God, 'cause that's what I have my notes for.
That'd be awkward.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
I'm talking about The Great Outdoors.
Oh, I love that movie.
It's get a spin cycle.
I don't know what I'm doing. There's so much to that movie, and every time I'm like, why'd you go look for a spin cycle? That and the great, I can't remember how big that steak is that he has to eat, and the gristle.
That
Wouldn't be a problem for me.
For whatever reason, that scene makes me think there's a place in Lawrence where we're from or where we live. Well, I don't live there anyway. It's called Ramen Bowl.
Oh,
and they have a thing called the Ghost Pepper Challenge, which is like a super crazy. My husband Ty likes super spicy shit, and so he did this Ghost Pepper Challenge, which typically burns people's faces off, and he did it. But they were like, holy shit, you did that really fast. he thought you had to do it, but you had to do it within like 10 minutes. So he did it like really fast. And they're like, people take forever to do this. And it was like nothing to him because
He's a kid.
he's such a child.
In like the best possible way.
Yeah. And you know what? This was like 5 years ago. And anytime I bring up that story, he goes, I still didn't get my shirt.
Ty is one of the only people in this world that I personally know where I can honestly use the phrase, age ain't nothing but a number. He just seems perpetually
Childish?
not even childish, just
That's what I would use.
youthful.
Oh, that's nice.
Just, he just really, really does.
It is. That's kind. Ty loves nothing more than to be amused. And if it's by himself, he's fine with that. If it's by someone else, he loves that too. He just loves to be happy. He's just a happy person.
You ever see somebody that is do people know what bazooka gum is?
Where are you going with this?
Okay, well, bazooka gum it was a thing. It used to be like a bubble gum, and then it had a wrapper on it, and then inside the wrapper was an extra little prize. It was a funny. It was a little joke inside, and they were always super corny. And you're like, okay, all right. He looks like the type of person that would be like, would literally like LOL at that every time, like in a bazooka gum, and think it's hilarious every time.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if there's other people around him or if he's by himself, he would find that funny.
Yeah. When he gets tickled by something, if I don't think it's funny, it doesn't matter. I think it's funny when he gets tickled by something because his whole face changes. It's funny.
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little journey we went about Ty there.
I know. So we're still in Denver.
We are still in Denver.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Every day that ticks by, I'm just like,
So
trying to
fast.
ignore it.
It's go by so fast.
I'm trying to ignore the days of the week as if I didn't know how they work. Do you want to talk about the movie we're doing?
Sure. There can't be a whole lot of trivia about this movie.
There is, you know what? You would think that, and you'd be right.
Oh, okay. I know John, one thing I've learned about John Cusack is I love him,
Yes.
and which I've always known. He's on Twitter. He's very active on Twitter.
Yes, he is. I follow him.
He's more aligned with our politics than other people, some people's. He doesn't care about punctuation. I've noticed.
He does not.
I have noticed that.
How do you feel about that?
I'm getting through it
Okay.
because I love him and I mostly agree with the stuff he says.
Yeah.
I do wonder about the punctuation.
I love John Cusack. I love Joan Cusack.
Ugh.
I love all the Cusacks.
Every time we do a John Cusack movie, I think the same thought every time. I can't wait to do Gross Point Blank.
We're going to get to it.
I know.
Well, we'll talk about this one.
Okay, go ahead.
This one was directed by Savage Steve Holland. The budget for this was $3.5 million. Right.
Okay.
85. That is teeny tiny. 85 had a whole lot of movies.
But that budget makes sense to me.
The budget for The Dark Crystal that we just did, which was teeny tiny, that budget was $15 million. This movie's gross was just under $11 million.
Okay.
So this movie made less than the budget for The Dark Crystal, which was already teeny tiny.
Yeah.
Steve Holland is an animator, director, writer, voiceover actor. He got his start in TV, actually. He was the one that animated the whammies on Press Your Luck.
Stop that out.
No whammy. Stop. I watched a documentary about that.
About the guy that cheated it?
Yes, of course I did.
I love it. Was that the one that, was it a series?
Yes. I like the other day you're like, okay, I'm going to try to find a documentary that you haven't seen. And I'm like, okay. And I just kind of sat back like, oh my God, you hear those dogs barking?
Yeah.
Is someone coming back in their backyard? Look out the window.
No, I'm not looking at the window.
Just peek.
All right.
Just see if someone's in our backyard trying to kill us.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
You're making too much noise.
Ow.
If you're going to make that much noise, you have to have pretend like you have a gun. Are you trying to tell me you can't see anything?
You look. That's right.
Okay, well, you know what? We would have been dead anyway if someone had been out there because you would have been making so much noise without a pretend gun.
A pretend gun?
Yes. You can't pretend to look out the window to see if said
your
killer
headphones
is
on.
out there without a pretend gun. Jesus Christ.
I gotta make a pretend gun? I don't have pockets.
For Christ's sake, you don't have pockets when you're pretending to have a gun.
Of course you do. I've seen every movie.
Oh my God. If you think that someone is in your backyard and you're pretending to have a gun to scare off said intruder,
Yeah.
you want to have your gun in your pocket?
How else do you do your pretend gun? With your finger? Your finger is a better your finger is a better gun?
Yes, you make a shadow gun with the curtains.
Girl, it's only 8 o'clock and it's August. Like, it's still light outside. They can see your finger.
Oh yeah, well they can see your head outline also, and
We're dead.
If they had yes, because you just stuck your head right in front of
You're fooling yourself.
the curtain.
You're fooling yourself if you think we're surviving this.
I would have.
Finger guns are not going to save you.
You don't stick your head right in front of the curtain to make a shadow head
You did.
to save you. My head is bigger than yours. I would have been an easier target. You're welcome.
I hate this. Do you want to know more about Savage Steve Holland?
Sure. Now that we're live.
Oh, thank God. I'm going to value life more now. I'm going to do all those things that I never did before. Here's the thing with Savage Steve Holland.
Okay.
He said, and I quote, "When I was 11 years old, I had this birthday party and nobody came to it
I knew this was going to be sad.
except for a drunk clown."
God damn it.
He said, "I had a shitty birthday party and I was depressed about it.
Is this clown creepy?
I made it into a movie, thinking, wow, what a sad story." A film festival audience viewed his short film called My 11-Year-Old Birthday Party. They thought of it as a comedy. He said people thought it was so pathetic and sad they were laughing their asses off. I think he said heads, but whatever. He showed this movie at the LA Film Festival, and one of the people that saw it was Henry Winkler. Delightful, wonderful, lovely Henry Winkler.
Who loves Patrick Mahomes.
I believe that. Yeah,
Number
that's right,
15.
he does. Well, he really liked this, and he talked with Savage Steve, who told Henry he was going to direct his first film. Henry was like, "Oh, yeah? Well, then you should cast this guy, John Cusack," because Cusack had just had his first lead role in Rob Reiner's The Sure Thing. Henry Winkler had produced it. And then Winkler also let Savage Steve write his script in his office space. So he's like, he sees this promising young guy and he's like, "You know what? You should have this guy that I think is really promising. And also, sure, here's some space for you to write your first script."
Mm-hmm.
He's amazing.
He is.
I'm probably going to use him as one of us will use him as
Damn it, I was just thinking that.
So John Cusack ended up starring in this, which was great. And after this had filmed, while they were showing it to a few people, they were also filming the next movie that Savage Steve was doing that also starred John Cusack, One Crazy Summer. John Cusack saw 10 minutes of this and he walked the fuck out.
Better Off Dead?
Of Better Off Dead.
Oh.
And then the next day, at filming for their next movie that they were already doing, he's like, "I'm never trusting you again. You're the worst director. I can't believe I got involved with this. I'm never going to work again. This was such an embarrassment. I can't believe you did this to me. And then he had to continue filming One Crazy Summer. He just felt, and Savage Steve was devastated. He's like, we had all this fun filming this movie together. Like, I didn't realize that he didn't realize what this was. But once he saw it, once John Cusack saw it, he was just embarrassed by it.
It was too campy or something?
It's just, he had gone from the right thing, the sure thing, which was directed by Rob Reiner, to this. It's not the same.
Right.
Eventually he would do Cameron Crowe's Say Anything.
Right.
I think that might have been his first film.
Say Anything?
Cameron Crowe.
Oh, yeah. It was Cameron Crowe's first, yeah.
Right. So I understand Cusack being protective because he's up and coming. Hollywood's tough. He wants to get it right. And he probably felt like he was falling into like the wrong hands right away at the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
He still is he doesn't necessarily like trash the film at this point. He's just like, I liked working on it. I liked it. It's just, I wish there were things that were done differently. And when you watch it, I can kind of see it. And I love this movie. But there's some things that definitely seem like, student filmish.
I can see both sides because I love the movie, but I can see both sides. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when we were, obviously you remember when we were going to do Legend of Billie Jean?
Oh, yeah.
There is, Pat Benatar did a song for the movie. I can't remember off the top of my head now what song it is, but they did it for the movie. Literally now at every concert, before she performs the song, she says, "This is from the worst movie ever made."
Oh, Pat.
Yeah.
Miss.
Yeah.
Sis.
For reals.
Liz.
She hated the movie. She did not want it in the movie after she saw how the movie, it's a great movie. We couldn't do it just because of some of the themes in it, but it's a great movie. She's great. And I love her. But so some people get some real sour grapes about shit in summary.
It's really a shame.
I know. I was bummed when I read that.
I kind of feel like if you've been with something, especially if it has like moved on to cult classic status,
right?
Don't do that.
Right, because people love that movie.
You're just going to turn people off.
Yeah.
You're doing the opposite of what you feel. Throw that ego aside for a second and go, people love this for a reason. Why do people love it?
Shut the fuck up about it. Yeah. I thought was strange.
Well, regardless, whatever faults this movie might have, and, you might have a couple. I love it.
I love it. And as I said, you haven't heard Dark Crystal as we're recording this, but this is a strange one for us to do, given my profession and the fact that he tries to die by suicide so many times. I'm not really going to go there that much because he doesn't want to die. I mean, I don't think it promotes suicide in any way. I don't think, I don't think it sensationalizes it or any of those kind of things. I don't think it glamorizes it. I don't think it does any of those things that I would be opposed to. So I'm not gonna shit on that. My takes, as usual, are dumb, as you would expect. Most of them. I have a few real ones.
I don't think I put this in my notes. I'm so sorry. I probably should have. I'm having such a good time in Denver.
Are you tricking me now, Clark?
Are you drinking me now, Clark?
Tricking, I say.
Can you blow me where the Pampers is? No. I don't know that. I don't think I put this in my notes, but I can tell you that the story is kind of semi-autobiographical.
Oh, I did read that.
Okay.
Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah, because Savage Steve, I keep wanting to call him Austin.
Randy Savage.
Savage Steve Holland had said that he had been broken up with his girlfriend at the time that dumped him for the captain of the ski team. And he did try to die by suicide a few times. Or I don't know if it's maybe a few times, but definitely once. And his mom had something in, I can't remember what he put around his neck, but he was trying to hang himself. And his mom had come in and like bumped him in some way, and he fell through the thing he was standing on. And he kind of felt like, is this really what I want to do? You know, I mean, like, so it really gave him some perspective. There are quite a few things in this that are autobiographical.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not a ton, but like, you know, a few.
So he's a psycho.
The racing guys, for one. Kind of the job he ends up getting a little bit. There are a few things. So he definitely, you know, took some of his own, what he probably would feel like his pathetic life. And that he had saw, like, you know, I had my 11-year-old birthday party. People thought that shit was hilarious. And it was super painful to me, but whatever gets a laugh, you know. And that's what he did.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you want to get into the movie?
Yeah, play the fucking song.
Oh, wow. We're going fast.
Let the games begin.
Our movie begins.
No.
Uh-huh.
Nope. I don't care what you're going to say.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is terrifying and starts with a woman's titties being murdered by a monster. That is a con. This movie's the worst.
I see the movie begins with a scream and titties, and you appreciate titties.
Not being murdered by a monster?
The titties aren't being murdered.
Yes, they are.
No, they aren't.
Yes, they are. And then alligators?
I don't know.
Don't do that. No, it's disarming.
We get some awesome animation, which is definitely a staple of Savage Steve's movies.
Steve's apostrophe.
Yeah.
S.
And them whammies. No whammy.
Stop.
He actually didn't do a lot. He did like these movies. I think he did one more. And then he did a lot of stuff for pretty successfully for Nickelodeon, maybe, which seems perfect for him. It was kind of like the right type of humor, and he's an animator and voiceover. It seemed right. After that, we are in the home of our protagonist, Lane. It is clear that Lane
Is crazy.
loves his girlfriend, Beth.
This guy's wall looks like a serial killer. And in one of those pictures, she's coming out of the shower and she clearly looks surprised. This guy is insane.
He loves her a lot.
Loves her?
A lot.
Actually, I would like to apologize to any serial killers that might be listening to this. You don't look this crazy.
I want you to really think about what you just said. Some of those serial killers really think this through.
Okay, I did. I would like to apologize to any serial killers out there who give your victims massages and try to make it nice. You don't look this crazy.
None of them. None of the serial killers make it nice. I want you to point to a single serial killer that made it nice for their victim.
We don't know because the ones that are successful wear gloves, so we don't know that they gave them a massage.
Wow.
I'm just saying. To them, stop it and don't kill. But also, if you're going to and you can't be talked out of it, a massage is a good idea.
I was literally just thinking that. I swear to God. I swear to God, I was like, as soon as this bitch shuts up, I can't wait to say that
But also,
if I had to die by a serial killer, a massage isn't the worst way to go out. I really like a massage.
my shoulders are going to be tense then. I'm going to be tense.
Like during the massage? Like when you know you're going to be killed?
Yeah, of course. So a massage is going to be nice.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Yeah. But also, Lane in this moment looks crazier than most serial killers.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think he's right on track.
Well, then you are a crazy person and we need to talk after this.
Rude. Lane is played by John Cusack. Boy, did I ever have a thing for him back then and maybe now.
Well, also this psycho showers with his socks on.
Well, you know, when you go to college, they tell you to wear sandals in the shower because of, you know, athlete's foot.
He's not in college. He's in high school.
He's preparing for it. Wow. Somebody that prepares. He seems like a real go-getter.
He's not preparing for college.
Yes, he is.
No.
His girlfriend, Beth, is played by Amanda Weiss. She's been in several things, but most would know her best as Tina from Nightmare on Elm Street. Things don't go well for her on Nightmare on Elm Street.
No, but she does look amazing in that t-shirt before she gets killed on the ceiling.
She doesn't get killed on the ceiling. That's Johnny Depp.
Oh, yeah. She gets killed. She gets killed by the boyfriend. She does get killed on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp gets killed in the bed.
Yep. You're right.
Yeah.
She does they do that. Oh,
Yeah,
they do
that crazy
fuckaroo.
ceiling thing. Yeah.
I forgot they did that more than once.
Yeah.
We see Lane's parents sleeping, and unfortunately, they are awakened by the worst sound possible. The paperboy.
Is his mother Linda Blair? Because that is who she looks like.
Oh, I love his mother. I will hear nary an unkind word about his mother. I love her. I love her.
I don't have kind words. I just have questions.
I don't want to answer any of your questions.
Okay, is that why he's crazy? Because his mother sucks cocks in hell?
I'm not taking questions at this time, you fucking whore. I'm sorry. You fucking hobo. Oh, I can't say that either. A springtime song of not joy, danger. The paperboy was actually dubbed. His voice was actually ADR'd, and not with his own voice. Kind of like Legend.
The $2?
Well, you know, Gump
Oh, yeah?
was in Legend. You know, Gump in Legend was, yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
I don't know.
If people don't know, they can go back and listen to the episode.
Okay. Well, I don't know why the paperboy, whatever this actor's name is, I don't
Jeff.
know why they dubbed him. They did. The actor that they dubbed him with, I would have written his name down, but he is one of the other paperboys. He's also the main bully's sidekick in A Christmas Story.
Oh.
You know, so there's the redhead fella
Yes.
and then the little fella.
Uh-huh.
He's the little fella.
What? What?
I think he was also in the Hot for Teacher video for Van Halen. I love that song so much. I forgot my pencil.
You don't think that the mom looks like Linda Blair?
No.
You're crazy.
No. You mean the actress? I mean,
Yeah.
like, the actress looks like the actress that played Linda Blair?
Yeah.
No.
No, I don't think the actress looks like the actress who played Linda Blair. Linda Blair is the actress who played Brigid from Exorcist.
I don't know.
Okay.
God, what do you want from me?
I want you to say that the mom looks like Linda Blair.
I'm not gonna.
Well, she does.
No, she doesn't.
Okay, she does.
We'll do a poll online.
Okay.
And see what people think.
Do it.
Ooh, I hope people do it.
And are we to understand his dad is in a feud with a 12-year-old?
With his son? Oh, no, with the paperboy?
Yeah.
That paperboy he is very assertive. He strikes fear in a number of residents of this town, including Lane.
Well, this should strike fear into you because we've been doing this, and I counted earlier with my iPhone calculator. We've been doing this for 20 months.
No, we have not.
Yes.
Quit lying.
12 plus 8. I didn't actually need my iPhone calculator.
You put that in a calculator?
No, I used my brain. I put it in my brain. And in the history of this podcast, we have the most egregious movie con in history in this movie.
I refuse to believe that.
Really?
What is it?
She boils bacon. Low rent Linda Blair boils bacon.
Okay, so the mom and her cooking
Yes.
is based on Savage Steve's real mom, who would get recipes out of McCall magazines. Apparently, that's actually, I think, I only know it for like the sewing stuff, for like the patterns or whatever. But apparently, they also had a magazine. And she would often forget ingredients. And then it would, usually taste terrible.
Is McCall's the cookbook for the garbage pail kids?
The whole character is an extreme version of his own mother.
Anna?
Yeah.
I want you to tell me what you think of boiled bacon. Not just the words that are coming out of my mouth, but the way it looked.
Okay, so you can render fat.
Stop it. Stop right now. What you're saying is nonsense.
It's definitely not.
Everyone knows you cook the shit out of bacon until it is crispier than Lyndall Hamilton in that flashback scene in Terminator 2 after Skynet neutralizes everyone with extreme prejudice.
You like bacon that way.
Everyone likes bacon that way.
Untrue. I do breakfast for a number of people literally every Thursday. And we have a rule, 70% crispy bacon, 30% chewy bacon. Some 30% of the population very much likes not crispy bacon.
Okay, follow-up question.
Yeah.
The 30% of people who don't like their bacon, correct? Do they like it boiled?
Well, they've asked, but we're only allowed to do so much. Here's the thing, though. You can boil bacon and render out the fat.
Stop it. You're embarrassing yourself. You're going to get your chef's license taken away.
You take it back.
No.
Take it back.
I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you.
I'm ready to end this and go into celebrity deathmatch.
You need to stop with... I realize now...
You brought up the bacon.
I know I did, but I thought that you would have the good sense to just go, okay, let's move on. But you didn't.
You thought I would do that? As Lane leaves his house.
To escape that bacon.
No, to go try out for the ski team. We get a glimpse of a super cute girl across the street checking out Lane. She is an exchange student from France. And it's Monique. And she is staying with Lane's horrible neighbor, Ricky, and his mom, equally horrible. Monique is played by Diane Franklin. She's been a handful of things, but we know her best as one of the princesses / girlfriend in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
That's it.
Does it surprise you a little bit that she's not actually French?
Yes.
I really did think she was French. Like forever, yeah. I really did.
Yeah.
So good for her.
Fuck.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Yes.
Fuck. You sneaky ass hoe. You sneaky ass po.
Thank you so much, Diane. Thank you, Diane.
This movie? Really? I am gobsmacked.
I would like to hear your thoughts about... I think it's just because it's fresh on my brain that there was the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp documentary.
Fuck me.
Okay, so this is one of my movies, but I'm pretty sure you hate it too. Oh. How do you feel about Aquaman?
How does everyone feel about Aquaman?
Yes!
How does everyone feel?
Say something good about it. Well, besides Jason Momoa.
You know what?
Oh.
That's a con about the movie.
What?
I couldn't actually notice how hot he was in it.
I'm not asking for a con.
The movie distracted, but I couldn't notice how hot he was.
Tell me about it. This is on my list. Aquaman is on my list. I am legitimately upset about it. Come fucking at me in the comments. I am ready. You can just send your DMs. I don't care. Keep sending them. I don't care. I'm willing to defend my hate against this movie.
I was elbowing my husband out of the way for Aquaman. I was like, oh, I can't wait to watch this movie. And then I watched it and I'm like, was Jason Momoa in it? I don't know. I mean, that movie was awful. And I mentioned this earlier. I love action movies. I don't need deep plots. I don't need movies to make sense. I definitely don't need action movies to make sense at all.
So what did you like about Aquaman?
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't know if anyone wants to get to know more about me.
Everybody wants to know more about you.
Okay, well, here it is.
You're intriguing.
Every night when I go to sleep,
You kill someone.
I listen to a sound machine. And do you want to know the sound I listen to?
Oh, you bitch. What does that have to do with that particular movie?
I listen to the sound of ocean waves. And Aquaman
Yeah.
had ocean in it. No, this movie
I'm going to
ruined...
take pity on you because I hate it
No,
too.
no,
I hate
that's
it too.
not...
No,
you know
I hate-
what? The movie was pretty. The movie did have... Some of the cinematography was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the underwater scenes were really cool. I do believe that, truly.
I'm going to take it.
If we ignore any of the fucking dialogue and acting and anything else.
I'm going to take it.
Thank you.
Because we're 5 minutes into the movie and we're 47 minutes into recording.
Okay.
The neighbor that Monique is staying with is Ricky.
Is a fucking psycho. Why is everyone a crazy person in this movie? Okay, sounds like I need to move to this neighborhood if I want to stay busy.
Okay, so this was by Dan Schneider. I don't know how much I should go into because
Ooh, you gave me more drink.
I did. So after because he was in head of the class, everybody knows him from that. He went on to to Nickelodeon, where he produced a number of he produced quite a few different programs.
Mm-hmm.
I think iCarly might have been one of them.
Oh,
A lot. I mean, a lot. Like, he was kind of known as the Aaron Spelling of, like, the kid. Like, he did produce quite a few, and he has not been prosecuted for anything. That is important.
I feel bad for Tori Spelling, by the way. I'm just going to say that right now.
Okay.
I think she had a really hard life. I know that sounds crazy because I know being that rich and stuff.
Yeah.
I think having a dad who did shows where his entire focus was how beautiful people were.
Yeah.
And I think she probably felt like she didn't live up to that. And then he put her on a show with a bunch of really, really beautiful young people. And then I don't know. I do feel bad for her, actually. I think psychologically she's got some stuff.
You know, I'm just going to say it right now. I think in general, our society has a tendency to make snap judgments about people, specifically celebrities. You know, they were raised with money. They came from influence. They started on third base, you know, all of those things. And they forget that mental illness has nothing to do with money.
Right.
Depression is depression. Anxiety is anxiety.
Trauma is
trauma.
Right.
That if you take the money directly out of it, those things are still there with those people, and you should feel the same amount of empathy and sympathy for people regardless of what type of upbringing they had.
Well, and also her dad didn't give her anything when he died.
Who cares?
I mean, I know, but
Yes.
but I think, yes, I have a lot of empathy for her, actually.
Yeah. It's a weird thing that we just immediately say, well, fuck them if they came from money. I mean, like, what if they battled with schizophrenia?
Right.
What if they battled with, any type of mental illness?
I think we're just quick to judge society in general.
And I think that money clouds a lot. So anyway.
Because it's something a lot of us don't have, so it's easy to be envious of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which is understandable. It's understandable to understand. I mean, it's easy to understand that side of it too. We've gone off the rails.
Yeah, we have. Well, as far as Dan Schneider is concerned, there have been quite a few accusations about him regarding maybe he wasn't so nice to people. Maybe he was a little inappropriate. Maybe he has a little bit of a foot fetish.
What kind of fetish?
Foot.
God damn it.
I just said
Oh, I didn't hear that. I was drinking.
he might have a little bit of a foot fetish.
Why?
People are into feet.
I know.
Good feet,
You know what? I said that very judgmentally. Like what you like, no one,
You
like,
just can't cast people or like do things.
yeah, like what you like,
But
people. I shouldn't have said that shitty. I didn't
He
mean
hasn't
that.
been prosecuted on anything.
Yeah.
So
There's no harm in having a foot thing. I don't mean that shitty. I just don't have cute feet and my husband doesn't either, so I don't get it. But like what you like, as long as you're not.
I have cute feet.
You do have cute feet, but
It doesn't matter.
just don't go snatching up anyone's feet and everything's fine.
Well, I'm saying that Dan Schneider has a very interesting life outside of acting. It's been a lot of producing, and he's had some controversy, none of which has been prosecuted as of today.
None of that's shocking, though, because he gives a real creepy vibe in this movie. But also, the woman that Lane is obsessed with, she seems like a real bitch. I'm just saying.
Monique?
No.
Oh,
His
Beth.
girlfriend.
Yeah, isn't that just the way?
She sucks, dude.
That's very high school.
It looks like Lane is going to have to find a new skin suit to hang his clothes on in his closet.
I love those pictures of her.
That's
My
fucking
gosh,
weird,
she's on
dude.
all of the hangers.
And I can already tell that Booger is going to be wasted in this movie.
Oh, I love him so much. Okay, we'll come down. Okay, so when Lane, that's John Cusack, is driving to the tryouts for the ski team, he has a run-in with a duo. I'll come back to them later. Uh-oh, we might get a second button push.
No, we're not. I have it in my notes.
He accidentally hits a guy in his truck, a guy that's driving a truck. Actually, we'll come back to him later, too. At the tryouts, we meet Roy Stalin. He's the only one that can ski the K-12.
I immediately forgot the guy's name who we were supposed to think is hot that Beth is into because he's a real dickhead.
He is. He plays a perfect dickhead. Don't you
Nice
think?
try.
Despite Lane getting a pep talk from his awesome friend Charles, who is played by the incomparable Curtis Armstrong.
Booger, who's wasted in this movie.
He's wasted like as in drunk, or wasted as in like he's not used enough?
He's not used enough, which you say all the time when you're the con, so that's not a button push.
Why are you pointing your pointy finger at me?
Because I'm trying to not get a second button push
I don't
because
like it.
I now realize looking at my notes that I have put things in my notes that are problematic.
Oh, yes.
Because we have done nothing but drink tequila for 4 days.
This is the best day of my life. I love this trip so much.
And we
Curtis
have
Armstrong
2 more
is-
bottles of tequila upstairs.
2? We have 3.
Oh, fuck. What have we been drinking?
Just pre-made margarita.
Holy shit.
We haven't gotten into any of the good shit. Some of that is good shit.
This is a disaster.
Curtis Armstrong is amazing. He does, I don't know if he acts at all anymore. He does, I know for sure he does a ton of voiceover work because, and we've heard him in a bunch of stuff, but I know for sure he's on American Dad. He's Snot on American Dad.
Ask a favor.
Yeah.
May we call him Booger, please, so I know who you're talking about?
Sure.
Thank you.
Most people know him as a booger.
Okay.
If we somehow got contacted by Curtis Armstrong,
Don't.
I would die in my sleep.
Don't even say it.
I would die in my sleep.
Stop it.
I would like
Stop it.
be paralytic and die in my sleep.
Stop it.
And be totally happy with it.
Stop saying that. It wouldn't happen. It's not going to happen. You're talking crazy now.
Lane gets a pep talk from
And can we agree that he's wasted in this movie? He could be in this movie 5 times more.
I think he should be in every single movie or TV show he's in, like 5 times more. I think he's brilliant.
Okay, agree. Thank you. Then I don't get a button push anymore.
Lane tries to ski. It doesn't go well. And then Beth dumps him. And then once again, Lane gets challenged to a drive off with the duo.
No longer the victory-hungry stallion we've raced so many times before, but a pathetic, washed-up, aged ex-champion.
All right, let's go.
You had something to say. What do you want to say about the duo? Because I feel like you've got something to say about the duo in the car, the Korean guys that challenge him.
Okay, I'm not saying anything positive about the 2 guys that are in the car. I don't know if they're friends or brothers or what. I don't know what that situation is.
They're Asian brothers.
Okay, whatever.
That's important.
Okay, but one of them, I'm almost positive, is the bad guy from Karate Kid 2.
You are correct.
Yes!
He's not only in Karate Kid 2, he's also in the Netflix series Cobra Kai.
I didn't watch that. But do you remember anything about Karate Kid 2?
I know Hilary Swank, was it? No,
No.
that's not the one. Sorry. I know he goes to Japan.
Yeah.
And
Do you know why? Because Mr. Miyagi's love is back there?
I didn't do it. I didn't kill anybody.
Okay. And then
I have an alibi. Fuck you.
Daniel-san,
my
he
lawyer.
falls in love. And then Miyagi-san, he falls back in love. And then there's that fucker that's this guy in the car. And he's working for this other guy who's like the nemesis of Miyagi-san. And then they just this thing, remember, with the little thingy?
Sandpaper?
It's just like this little wooden thing. It's like, and he's learning how to do like this and this.
Did you Mike Tyson's Punch Out?
It's sort of like Mike, yeah. And they fight, and then Daniel-san wins. But anyway, this is guy from Karate Kid 2.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with this movie.
I recognized him though, and he is fine as shit in Karate Kid 2. He's wearing a lot in this movie.
In this, I think he's really, really funny. What he is, if anybody hasn't seen this movie and they're just listening to the podcast, thank you for listening, and give us 5 stars on iTunes. And don't forget to rate and review us 5 stars on iTunes. He and his brother came to America. One of them doesn't speak any English. The other one learned all of their English through the wild world of sports, hosted by Howard Cosell. So he has a very strong affect.
Welcome, everybody.
Of Howard Cosell. I think he's brilliant. I think he's absolutely wonderful. And their thing is that they're constantly trying to race other drivers at the red lights. Lane does not take the breakup with he and Beth well, and he starts trying to kill himself, and it is hilarious. Sorry. And once again, Lane's mom is a gift to this movie. Her dinners are experimental. Ooh, a flashback. Katrina, you love a flashback.
I don't love this flashback because Lane just casually runs into a family's picnic and doesn't even apologize. What a dick. I'm now on Beth's side. I don't love that because she sucks.
Well, she's just as nervous as he is. I think that's kind of sweet.
No, and this little paperboy is psycho. Is anyone in this movie stable? Is anyone in therapy?
No, not a single one.
Okay.
Well, that's not their fault. This just wasn't available in this town at the time. Lane hears someone at the door, and he thinks it's going to be Beth, but it is definitely not. It is the paperboy, and he really, really wants to be paid his $2.
4 weeks. 20 papers, that's $2 plus tip.
Gee, Johnny, I don't have a dime. Sorry.
Didn't ask for a dime. $2. Cash.
At school, and the kids at the school are really, 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 really into math class. And the math teacher is really, really, really into Lane's girlfriend, Beth.
I am so fucking upset about this. And do you know why?
Because we saw him in Ghost, and he was the guy on the train. And he was also in Batman Returns as the guy with the monkey.
He is supposed to be in the subway.
I think it's Vincent Schiarelli.
Whatever. He's a ghost.
Well, he's not a ghost yet. This was only 1985.
And did the ghost teacher just say he wants to take out Beth?
Yeah.
The
80s,
student?
The 80s were crazy, man. They
First
had
of
no
all,
boundaries.
No. First of all, he is a ghost. He lives in the subway. Second of all, she's a student, and he's a grown-ass ghost.
Okay, first of all, he's not dead yet.
He has been dead for years. He's been in that subway for years. He tells Patrick Swayze he has been in the subway for years. He's like, "This is mine. This is mine."
Can I tell you why he might have been saying that?
Because he's been in the subway for years.
Can I tell you why he might have been saying that?
Why?
Because they're different fucking movies. These are different fucking movies. Movies are fictional characters.
You're a fictional character.
God, sometimes.
Okay, and also, I have yet to hear this French exchange student speak, and everyone knows a French accent is one of the hottest accents. That's a con. I don't really think she's a French exchange student.
Really? Because earlier you got button pushed because you thought for sure she was. Lane is forced to go to the blackboard in math class to do the math problem. He ends up slipping into something he does a lot, a daydream, which has some animation. Lane's friend, that is Charles, wants to give him advice on how to win Beth back.
And I've decided I'm going to help you. How? Lane, I've been going to this high school for 7.5 years. I'm no dummy.
And in the cafeteria, poor Monique is forced to sit with disgusting Ricky. And we see Lane drawing, and that's a recurring thing with this particular director because he's an animator.
Why isn't anyone getting Lane any psychiatric help?
It wasn't a thing. This is the 80s, man.
They had psychiatric help in the 80s.
It wasn't acceptable yet.
It was. We had like 27 movies about it. We already had One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
We already had All About Eve.
Yeah, those were all adults. They weren't ready to give that to teenagers.
We already had Annie.
Wait, what? The little orphan Annie?
Yeah.
She was receiving psychiatric help?
That movie was strife with mental health.
But she was receiving psychiatric help.
Yes. What do you think that dog was there for? Yeah, that was the first emotional support animal.
At one point, poor Lane tries to hit on the cheerleader who is dating the entire basketball team. And he accidentally pulls off her clothes. And he feels bad about it. You can tell. And there is another suicide attempt from him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's Christmas Eve, though, and you love Christmas, Katrina. You love Christmas. And I guarantee every single person on that block has traditional Christmas lights.
How dare you?
I dare. Christmas Eve, and Lane is busy trying to beat the K-12, even though I said K-10 in my notes.
Lane's good friend Booger almost unalives him, and there is not one useful person in this movie.
False. I disagree.
I agree. This guy gives skiing advice about as well as Anna gives recipes.
We enter the Thunderdome. I'm ready to fight to the death over this. How dare you? I've gotten so much better with my recipes.
Anna?
Yes.
You know.
Don't do this.
It's Anna. It's not your fault. Anna, look at me.
It sure seems like you're saying it's my fault.
Anna, look at me. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
I will not look at you.
Anna, it's not your fault.
No.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault that your brain just knows how to cook things. You have a beautiful mind with recipes.
I'm basically John Nash with the recipes. I can't help it. I just see them there.
I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying, girl, you ain't good at giving recipes. And Booger ain't good at giving ski advice. He's like, just avoid that shit.
It's Christmas time at Lane's house. And of course, the mom delivers again. This is actually another thing that's based on Savage Steve's personal life. His mom had given him a bunch of TV dinners as a kid. She's like, I know you love that peach cobbler.
Now, open this one next. I remembered how much you like the chocolate nut brownie in this one. And look, corn and seasoned sauce. Huh? He likes corn.
She wrapped up a bunch. I love her so much. Over at Ricky's house, however, Monique is in hell. She is in hell. And once again, Lane is trying to kill himself, but he fucks up and accidentally drives through the garage door. And the run-in with the mailman is hilarious, and you might recognize the mailman because he was in The Last Boy Scout.
Okay.
Yep.
So Lane's parents clearly know that he has had a suicide attempt. So surely they have gotten him some psychiatric help, right?
The mom, I don't think the mom is capable of that.
No, they are forcing him into dating someone else. And no one is intervening with his little brother?
You're putting a lot of pressure on these parents.
Yes, they're fucking parents.
Okay.
He is reading a book about how to pick up smutty girls. Okay, this school dance is bonkers. And that guy is flinging that poor woman who is allegedly from France around.
Yeah, but at the school dance, there's a singer, and it's E.G. Daily. It's E.G. Daily.
Okay.
It's E.G. Daily.
Okay, but she sings one song. Why does she change her clothes?
Because she's E.G. Daily. She can do whatever the fuck she wants.
But
she is Dottie in Pee-wee Herman's Big Adventure.
I don't remember that.
She is the voice of, I think she's Bubbles on Powerpuff Girls.
I don't like the word balls.
She's like one of the biggest voiceover actors available. She's been in so many things. She's super, super talented.
Don't remember.
She has had songs on a number of soundtracks.
Says you.
She is incredible.
Okay.
That girl has earned her fucking wings. She can do whatever she wants.
I don't remember.
If she wants to change her clothes in the middle of it and it doesn't make sense with editing, I don't give a fuck.
It doesn't make
E.G.
sense.
Daily can do whatever she wants.
But she changes her clothes
I already said
allegedly within 15 seconds. That's impossible.
it. Not for her.
It
Not
is.
for E.G. Daily.
Yeah.
Ricky shows up with Monique, and he's got some sweet secret dance moves.
No, he doesn't. He flings her around.
But then he flops, and he does great stuff. And unfortunately for Ricky, Monique meets Lane, and it's a perfect match. And she knows it. But Lane is still hung up with that Beth. Isn't that just the way?
She's a bitch.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is.
And Lane needs to let the fuck go and go to therapy. Why doesn't anyone in his life say, get some therapy?
Wow, what a great example of this type of situation where a child, a teenager, needs help, needs mental health, and
his parents don't care about
his parents, not getting from other people. Wow. I'm glad that they have somebody to show this. When Lane's walking home from the dance, he has a run-in with the horrible paperboys, and they just want the $2.
All of the paperboys are crazy.
Well, they want those $2. This is their money.
This movie should be called Everyone is Fucking Nuts, and they would be better off medicated.
Oh, I like what you did there. Lane goes to work at Pig Burger because the guy whose truck he hit earlier in the morning, and he gets a bitchin' Van Halen song and a daydreaming claymation sequence.
No.
What? That is exactly what happens.
Anna.
Yeah.
What I would like to talk about, this scene.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I think this movie is what made me start eating meat well done and liking Sammy Hagar better than David Lee Roth. That's a con. But what I would really like to talk about is the food safety issues at Pig Burgers and what you think about it.
I can't believe you're doing this.
What do you think about all that meat and the way he's doing it?
No more questions.
Hey, follow up. When you were at culinary art school, did you take any classes on foodborne illnesses?
I took sanitation classes, yes.
Okay. Would anything that happened in this scene come up in that class?
It's hard to say. This was claymation.
No more questions, Your Honor. Thank you, jury.
Yeah, this is fictional, though. This isn't real life. This is fictional. That's claymation with David Lee Roth singing in a burger form.
Okay, go ahead.
I like that the little hamburger fella has a special lady friend. There's a point where Lane gets kind of thrown out into the main dining hall area or whatever, and wouldn't you know it, that's where Roy, the main bad guy, is with his old girlfriend Beth, and Roy is like,
Buenos dias! Looking really good today, buddy. Looking real good.
I have a question.
oh no.
Why does Roy always talk to Lane in smarmy Spanish when he's clearly a gringo?
Because Roy's a douche. I don't know what douche is in Spanish, but he's a douche.
He sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is extremely good at playing this role.
Nice try. You already got me once. I have a follow-up question.
Okay.
They go back to Lane's house.
Yeah.
Was he actually born in a barn?
Maybe.
Because I noticed he left the front door wide open.
It was the 80s. You could do that then.
No, you couldn't.
Yes, you could.
No, you
sure
could.
Yes, you could. Lane tries another unaliving attempt, but needs something, and then he winds up at the dinner table with Monique, Ricky, and Ricky's mom. This dinner scene is easily my favorite part of the movie.
In honor of our special guest, I've created dinner Mondu. Frawnch Fries Frawnch Dressing and Frawnch Bread. And to drink, ta-da, Peru.
So Lane blew up Ricky's mom.
Oh yeah, she accidentally blows up.
And then
at the dinner
Monique,
table.
allegedly from France, tries to run some nuns over.
She doesn't try to run them over. They just happen to be in the street.
Some people just want to watch the world burn. And then Lane absconded with those ducks.
Well, he ends up in the drink.
Did Ricky just throw a book?
Ricky is not nice. He is not nice. He is selfish. He is sheltered. He's not nice. Monique and Lane start to hang out more. And Lane challenges Roy, of all things, to a ski-off on the K-12 at high noon. I don't know why I keep saying K-10 in my notes.
So Lane hasn't actually successfully skied the K-12, but he challenged Roy to a ski-off.
Oh, boys and their testosterone, am I right?
You know, nowhere in the world does this make sense.
No, I know that, but also testosterone doesn't make no sense. You know what happens when they got that poison in them. Lane is again attacked by the paperboy, and the Monique is fed up, and she wants...
No.
What?
Lane is just driving around with a 10-year-old on the hood of his car, and then he takes him through a car wash?
Yeah. I love car washes. Finn loves car washes.
Really? Finn is 9?
Yep.
Almost the age of this paperboy. Would you put Finn on the hood of your car and take him through a car wash?
He hasn't asked yet.
Would you if he asked?
I haven't gotten to that yet.
Really? What if you got to it?
Well, I can't answer. I'm not at that, I'll just cross that bridge when I come to it.
Okay, well, I hope when I get to it, that I know how to answer him.
What are you going to say?
I'm going to watch this movie and see.
This is going to be your determining factor?
I don't know. I'm
better off dead.
I'm
it's
just
going to be the one that tells you whether or not you should or should not do something.
I'm just feeding off of your energy now. So Monique, allegedly from France, which
Yeah.
I'm not convinced yet,
Yeah.
can pitch like Randy Johnson and can also fix cars.
She is not pitching like Randy Johnson. She ain't killing no bird in mid-flight.
She pitches like Randy Johnson, and I am so fucking impressed with you right now that you knew that Randy Johnson reference.
Thank you.
Anna,
This is the best day of my life.
I am so impressed with you.
Thank you.
Holy shit.
He killed the shit out of that bird,
He
though.
killed the shit out of that bird.
He really did. Monique is fed up, and she wants to show it. And she does that by throwing fruit at a no parking sign. And she's got a secret. She speaks English. And Monique decides to shoot her shot. And she does that by fixing up Lane's Camaro. And it pretty much works. Yes.
That oil that spills out on Lane is clearly chocolate.
Yum. You're welcome. Monique encourages Lane. He just needs to taste success. Probably with that chocolate you were talking about earlier. To beat Roy, and he does that by beating the duo that keeps challenging everybody. You know, the Howard Cosell guy, the Karate Kid 2 fella. And then Lane wines and dines Monique at the fanciest restaurant in town, the Pig Burger. I feel like you have something to say about this. Because Lane has one more trick up his sleeve to woo Monique. He can play the sax.
No. Okay. He breaks into Pig Burgers. He serves her a TV dinner. Not even the turkey and stuffing one, but that nasty-ass Salisbury steak one. And then he plays the saxophone with no codpiece. He's not shirtless. He doesn't still believe. This scene is a lie.
He served her the Salisbury steak because he knows she is anemic and she needs that iron. He doesn't want to freak her out as somebody coming from France. He doesn't know what she's used to. He doesn't know if she's used to cod pieces and rock and roll yet. And he wants to like ease her into American society with something. Wow, he's so thoughtful. What a thought. You know, you don't often see boyfriends in a high school level that are that thoughtful. Thank God we're seeing it in this. And it sounds like he's also dealing with mental illness, like you said earlier. And somehow he's able to break through that and care for somebody else.
If she is actually from France, she can deal with shirtless people and cod pieces.
Maybe shirtless people, but not cod pieces.
They have cod all over the fucking place. I've been to France. It's cod all over everywhere. Cod.
You're willing to put that on the record.
Yeah, cod is everywhere there. It's great. France is one of the best places in the world.
Oh, now you say it.
Fuck yeah. There's cod, there's crepes. It's all the seas. Every sea you could want is in France. Cod, crepes, cheese.
Can I tell you what happens after their date?
Well, all I know is I'm not supposed to say a fucking thing about the getting better at skiing montage. So go ahead.
Well, I've got this in all caps.
Okay, me too.
That morning, they go to the K-12 to practice. And all caps, montage! KATRINA-is kryptonite. Ever seen they get a little bit better? What are you going to say about that? Why are you covering your face, KATRINA? It seems like you have something to say about a montage. My goodness, you had so much to say about a montage a couple episodes ago. When there was a montage, you said that you love them. You love them more than anything in this world.
Leave me alone.
Lay off me, I'm starving. Lane and Monique get a visit from Charles right before Lane goes to ski the K-12.
You said you call him Booger.
Oh, sorry. Lane and Monique get a visit from Booger right before Lane goes to ski the K-12, and Booger accidentally skis over one of Lane's skis. So now he only is on one ski, but Lane doesn't have time to focus on that because that little fucker Paperboy starts chasing him. Man, he is relentless, and he ends up at the top of the K-12, ready to race Roy, and despite Lane only skating on one fucking skate, and that little bastard Paperboy chasing them, and Roy almost murdering said Paperboy, Lane manages to beat Roy down the mountain and across the finish line to win first, although I think the director actually wanted them to tie, like Rocky, but, audiences didn't feel the same way. But Beth now wants him back. And the racing guys, them from earlier, the Howard Cosell, it shows up at the mountain, but Lane only has eyes from Monique. Oh, that's sweet. But first, Lane has to fight Ricky via fencing ski poles. Luckily, Lane wins, and Ricky actually manages to find love of his own too. And how accepting is this movie? Wow, what a journey.
No, you can't ski on one ski, and you sure shit can't be an expert skier who is skiing on two skis. And then fuck off, Beth, you trifling ass bitch. And Ricky and his trifling ass mom can piss off as well.
Well, I agree. I don't like Ricky and his mom. I don't like Beth. But the actor that played Roy and the actor that played Lane, that would be John Cusack, They don't ski. So neither of them were particularly good at skiing. So that he was able to beat the actor that played Roy actually seems believable to me.
Well, and the movie ends with him parking his car on the field at Dodger Stadium with his saxophone.
Excuse me. He parks his Camaro.
Get the
and he kisses on Dodger Stadium, and the $2 kids chasing them, and Lane's little brother actually builds a rocket and leaves Earth. That's the end of the movie.
It's done. Yes. It's over now.
Oh. Wow. This movie was a journey. I didn't expect it. I mean, it was wormholes that we went through.
Yeah, it was. And you know what we're going to do next? We're going to start our Keanu Reeves month of September. Best month of ever. Because it's when I was born. And also Keanu. And also our cousin Marie. Okay, do you want to hear my happy ending?
Oh, I definitely do. But this movie is fucking great, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how low budget it is.
It's silly, people.
It is very silly.
It's silly. If you want to just like, what it's kind of, it could kind of even be a little bit of a background movie, sort of. Mm-hmm. It's silly.
And it is a lot of fun. And there is no doubting that it has a cult following.
Yes.
So I want to hear about your happy ending.
Okay. My happy ending is Jeff Bridges. I picked him because the movie that we just did has some themes about death and being a little fickle in relationships and maybe even having some moments of kind of being a shit person. And Jeff Bridges is just kind of an amazing person. Oh. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. He was born into Hollywood royalty. His dad is superstar Lloyd Bridges. If you have not watched Airplane, please, please, please do. I beg of you. His mom is Dorothy Simpson. His brother is actor Beau Bridges. Jeff Bridges has been nominated for 7 Oscars, the first being for The Last Picture Show. He won for Crazy Heart, which I think he was with Maggie Gyllenhaal. And I think he was kind of like an aging...
That's when he won his first Oscar?
That's what he won his only one for.
That is criminal.
Yeah.
That is criminal.
Did you know that he was nominated for Starman?
What?
I know. Which I love, which I want to do.
I just kept saying, I didn't love the remake of True Grit because I love the original so much. He was so good.
Yeah.
I honestly think he should have gotten a nomination.
Yeah. So he's been nominated for 7 Oscars. He's won 1. We're going to do Starman at some point. But as far as a cult following goes, he is, of course, best known as the dude from The Big Lebowski, which is a Coen movie. When John Goodman got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame yesterday, Jeff Bridges changed into his iconic sweater. Bridges has been married for 45 years. He said, I have a photograph of the first words that I ever said to my wife and the first words she ever said to me. The words I ever said were, will you go out with me? And the words she said were, no. And click, the guy took the picture. And he said, and wow, it's my prized possession. So,
I feel like birds are fluttering above you at the moment.
I know, because we talk there's people that are so garbage.
Sweet.
And I know. So I
know that John Goodman was surprised. And hopefully this isn't too controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway. I was going to do John Goodman as my happy ending because he is overall a good guy. But it led me to doing Jeff Bridges. John Goodman has defended Roseanne Barr, and I can't make him my happy ending. So sorry. I appreciate that he's very loyal, but she sucks, and so fuck her. And
And I love John Goodman. I think he's a good guy, but I'm not making him my happy ending. But Jeff Bridges is a great guy, and I'm glad that he stood up for John Goodman yesterday. And anyway, but speaking to the death themes of this movie, Bridges was having some pain. He went to the doctor and found out that he had a mass in his stomach that ended up being lymphoma, which he battled and won. Then he got COVID, which he was in the hospital for 5 weeks. And his wife got COVID too, but like he was in there for like 5 weeks. And like his family was like, you're not battling this. Like, and he's like, I'm just feel kind of like done. Like, and they're like, you're not done. And they're like, and his daughter came and she's like, I'm getting married. Like, you're going to, and he just kind of battled through it, and he made it through that. And then he was there at his daughter's wedding, and he came through it. So from everything I'm read, he's a really great guy. He's a badass. So Jeff Bridges is my happy ending.
I love that. I really, really love that. So as our Keanu movies start in September.
Yeah, next, our first one's Speed. 3 out of the 4 of them are mine.
That feels correct.
Because Keanu's... I should say, like, I don't have, like, I love him. I don't have, like, weird, like...
Every living person should have some kind of weird feelings toward Keanu. He is... he's not even one of, like, our happy endings because it's too easy.
Yeah, I don't want Keanu to be my boyfriend. I don't have like those feelings for him. I have like, he is like one of those great humans.
Yes.
I just want to like be immersed in, but yes. I love action movies. I love his action movies. The first time I watched John Wick, like when the dog died and then he started avenging people, I'm like, okay, well, this makes the most perfect sense to me of any person avenging something. So
I think when we talk about garbage people that we thought were good people, I think, for me at least, it means that there are people that I respect and I love the art that they do. And when it came to a point in their life, in real life, they made a decision that made me so disappointed. And there are a whole lot of people out there that when faced with that decision, they made the right choice. They made a really, really good choice, even if it was difficult. Those are the ones we're celebrating.
Yeah.
So Keanu has made, it seems, a whole lot of good choices.
Yeah. And the trivia, I've already started doing the trivia. You're going to love the trivia. I promise.
Let's go, I don't want to say let's go drink some more, but I mean, I do have a little bit more of my drinks.
I mean, it's just a little bit more, right?
Until we record again.
Yay!
Goodbye, Katrina Porter.
Goodbye, Anna Serene.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.